You know, for literally hundreds of years, when you thought of a university, what came to mind? Probably ivy-covered buildings, right? Big lecture halls, libraries, physical places. But that's all changing. A massive digital wave is crashing over higher education, and it's making us ask a really big question. In a world where everything's online, what is a university even for anymore? And that brings us to this, maybe a kind of provocative question. Is that classic college campus, the one you see in movies with the big quad and everything, is it actually becoming obsolete? Let's dig into that. Okay, so to really get our heads around this, we're going to break it down into 5 parts. We'll look at the new digital campus, then the idea of learning without limits. Is that even possible? We'll touch on the challenges, of course. Then we'll see how the professor's job is changing. And finally, we'll take a peek at what the University of Tomorrow might look like. All right, first up, the new digital campus. And I really want to be clear here. We're talking about so much more than just putting lectures on Zoom or recording a class. It goes way, way deeper than that. What we're really seeing is a total digital transformation. It's about fundamentally rethinking everything: how a university operates, how it teaches, how it even talks to its students. A good way to think about it is like they're installing a brand new operating system for the whole institution. And this whole shift has opened up some seriously incredible possibilities. So, what are the upsides? What are the big wins that come with this new way of learning? Well, the biggest promise, the real game changer here, is just how it shatters all the old rules. The traditional way meant you had to be in a specific city, in a specific classroom, at a specific time. But the online model, you can learn from anywhere, pretty much on your own schedule. This has thrown the doors wide open for millions of people who were just completely locked out before. And believe me, this isn't some small niche thing. The growth in online enrollment has been absolutely explosive. I mean, this number you see, that represents millions and millions of students all over the world who are now part of a university, but they might never actually step foot on a campus. It's a fundamental change in who even gets to go to college. But okay, let's be real. It's not all a perfect utopia. No big change ever is, right? For every upside, there's usually a downside. So let's flip the coin and look at the challenges that come from learning through a screen. So if the huge advantage of online is access, then its biggest challenge is probably connection. Think about it. All those spontaneous chats you have after class, the late night study sessions, just that vibe, that campus life feeling. Man, that is so hard to recreate online. Everything becomes scheduled, more formal, and honestly, it can feel pretty isolating for a lot of students. And this quote, wow, it just nails that feeling, doesn't it? Anyone who's been stuck on video calls all day gets this. It's that Zoom fatigue. The very screen that's supposed to be a window connecting us ends up feeling more like a barrier, a wall, just sucking the life out of what should be a really lively debate. And it's not just about feeling tired. There's a really serious issue of fairness here, what we call the digital divide. I mean, we can't just assume that everybody has blazing fast internet, or a new laptop, or even just a quiet room to work in. So in a weird way, while online learning gets rid of geographic barriers, it's in danger of building brand new ones based on money and resources. So all these changes, they're not just affecting students. They are completely rewriting the job description for professors and educators. Being a professor in the 21st century is becoming a totally different gig. You can kind of see this change happening in 3 stages. The old school professor was the sage on the stage, right? They were the main source of all the knowledge. But now you can find information anywhere, so their job is shifting. They're becoming more like an architect of learning, designing engaging online experiences. And maybe the most important part, they're becoming the guide on the side, acting as a personal mentor to help students figure it all out. So the whole focus is changing. It's a huge shift. It's not just about what students are taught anymore, it's about how they learn. The big question for a modern educator isn't just what facts do I need to give them, it's how can I create an environment where they can discover this stuff for themselves and really make it stick? Okay, so let's put all these pieces together. What does the University of the Future actually look like? Where are we headed with all this? Well, the future probably isn't a simple either-or situation. It's not going to be all online or all on campus. Pretty much everyone agrees that the future is hybrid. The whole goal is to create a blend, to take the best of both worlds, the amazing accessibility of digital learning, and combine it with the irreplaceable community and real-world experience you only get on a physical campus. All right, so let's quickly run through the big takeaways from all this. First, online learning has made higher ed accessible to way more people. That's huge. Second, the new big hurdles are keeping students engaged and making sure everything is fair. That digital divide is real. Third, professors are changing from lecturers into something more like guides or facilitators. And finally, the future of the university? It's almost certainly a hybrid mix of online and in person. And that brings us right back to where we started, to that final, really fundamental question. If a university isn't just a place anymore, if it's not defined by its buildings and its lawns, then what is it? What's its purpose? Is it just a place that gives you content, or an agency that hands out diplomas? Or is it something more, a community where people come together to discover new things? Honestly, that is the billion-dollar question that every single person in higher education is trying to answer right now.